Since I started this project, people like to remind me that building a 500-pound dirt bike out of a Sportster is a stupid idea. And I can't disagree, but it's a very fun one. So today we're gonna make it even more off-road ready with this new oil tank. Because the problem that I have with the original one is that you can simply pull out the oil filler cap, and that isn't ideal for an off-road bike. So I went with an upgrade one from Slim's Fab, and this one has a hidden oil filler cap underneath the seat that is screwed into the tank. And it has a second major improvement over the stock setup, and that is the battery compartment, which not only hides but also protects the battery. But before I can install this oil tank, I need to get rid of all of the stock parts. So let's do that.
Holding on to the hand of self-destruction. I'm back to a place they left a long time. Give me a sec, I'll smoke this cigarette. Make them bodies feel better stored. What do you do? Pick up my guitar. Too much on your plate. Everything will be better when I'm fine.
All right, big step done. I've got the main wiring loom out of the bike, so there are only just a very few wires left. And fortunately, I don't need most of this because we're actually gonna upgrade the wiring loom by installing a D-box. This is a guy from Germany who develops like small motorcycle wiring parts like this one. And this one is perfect for this type of build because it centralizes all of the wiring in this tiny box. It has most of the fuses and relays built into it that you would otherwise need to place somewhere else on the bike. And the nice thing about this one is that it's water sealed. So I'm very excited to install this and test this out. But we're gonna deal with the wiring in one of the future episodes. Now let's drain the oil and get the stock oil tank off. Now that the oil tank is out, it's time that we cut all of the old mounting brackets that we don't need anymore. All right, we've got all of the tabs ground off. The frame is looking good now. It was so hot. It took me quite a while to get everything smooth because I had to file a lot by hand. But now the frame is prepared, at least to the point where we can test fit the new oil tank. This is such a nicely fabricated part. Everything is perfectly executed, and the nice thing that I just noticed is that the rear bracket actually uses the rear fender mount. So we only have to weld in the front. And for that, let's quickly set up my new Everlast welder. We've got the machine set up. I did a leak test on the regulator, got that sorted, and now we're ready to test it out. A little while ago, Furyk sent me some of their cups, so I'm very excited to test those out. They gave me some of their big cups, which will come in very handy for like stainless steel work and potentially building an exhaust. Now I just want to do a few test welds, see how the machine works, and then we can finally weld up the bracket. I noticed that this front bracket is a little bit too long, so I'm gonna adjust that so it fits nicely, take off the paint off the frame, and then we're ready to put that on the bike. When I got into building custom bikes, I was actually so afraid of TIG welding or welding in general, and also using power tools. The angle grinder was my worst nightmare. And it's interesting how that changes the more you learn and the more you kind of like know how these things work. Welding is such an important skill for building a like true custom motorcycle that I'm so happy that I finally know how to properly do it. There was a point with the BMW where I almost quit because I just couldn't fabricate anything. All right, that's the oil tank installed. That went very, very smooth. That's actually a super, super easy install. And what we can do now, in the back, we have these two studs right here, and we don't need them since I think I'm gonna mount the fender either with that bolt or I'm gonna fabricate a bracket that's a little bit more hidden. So we can cut these off right here. What I also did was I 3D printed two kind of like rear shock extension brackets because I want to see what the stance will be with the 17-inch shocks that will arrive soon. So that just slips over there, and then we have 17 instead of, I think that's 13 and a half or something like that. All right, let's quickly get all of the other parts that we're gonna install. On our way, let me show you this, because these will be exhaust mock-up pieces where I'm gonna put a magnet in the little hole, and then I can hopefully form like the exhaust. But that's for a future project. Now we have the rear fender, license plate bracket, and the indicators. The rear fender is a wide rear fender that's originally for a CRF 450 from 05 to 08. And we might run into some issues when installing this because it does look a little bit different than the picture that I saw in the online store. This is from motosport.com, and thanks again to motosport.com for being a sponsor of this project. I went with wide because since I don't know how this is gonna fit, I went with the cheapest option, and I wanted one that kind of matches the front. Then I've got a universal license plate bracket that just sits in here like this. And what I'm very excited about is another sponsor of the project, and that is Hammerleds. They sponsored 4 of their indicators. These are spring kind of like mounted, and apparently they're unbreakable, which this is crazy. So the perfect indicator for this build. So I'm gonna install the shock extensions, hopefully they fit, and then let's see how we can mount the rear fender. So that's gonna be the height of the bike. That is such a dramatic change. That might have been almost the perfect length. I wanted to stop kind of like before the rear wheel ends. I looked at the KTM proportions, and that's how most dirt bikes do it. So I don't want it to stick too far out. That's not possible anymore anyways. So if we mount it up here, this might actually be nice. I'm not sure if I should mount it right now or wait until the front forks are there, because then I have the fine line of the bike. I think that might be a little bit smarter. So I think I'll postpone properly mounting the rear fender until we have a roller again. But we can prepare the rear fender, mount the license plate bracket, and also figure out a solution for the indicators. I really like this solution. It's easy, cheap, and it still looks very clean. The lines of the rear light flow nicely into the lines on the rear fender. And by the way, if you're interested in any of the parts that I use for this build, I'm going to link you the build sheet down below. It has all of the parts that I use, links, prices, notes, all of the good stuff. So definitely check that out if you plan to build a bike like this or if you're in the process of building one. And now I think the next step that we can do is to install the indicators. I think we can set the rear fender aside until we have the front end, and we can now move on to the cam cover because I still need to run the new oil lines and hook all of that up. All right, so that is the cam cover off. I had to be very careful to not pull any of this out with the cover because this is all like precisely aligned. So we want to keep that intact so I don't have to redo any of this. But now we can finally access the oil line. One runs into here and then the other two run into this area down here, the engine. So I'm gonna take those off and then we can start to figure out how we route the new ones and how long everything needs to be. All of the old oil lines are out and I do have 3 sizes of new oil lines, 1/4 inch, 3/8, 1/2. And I also already have 2 of the fitting sizes. I'm missing the one for 1/4. That should be here in today, so I'm just gonna mock everything up and it doesn't really matter anyways because I can't finish this at the moment. I also ordered a new cam cover seal and I still need to kind of like wash the new oil tank to get rid of any metal debris that might still be in there from the fabrication process. So I still have to do that. Then it gets painted or powder coated. I need to decide what I want to do, how fancy I want to go with this bike. And then in the end, once everything is done, I do the final installation with the thread sealant and everything. But for now, let's mock everything up so it's easy to put everything back together once we're at that stage. Now I have all of the new oil lines mocked up. I'm holding these like this because I noticed with the first one, once I put it on the barb fitting, I can't get it off anymore. So I'll probably have to redo that because I still need to get the oil tank painted. But I'm already happy with how it's looking at the moment and it solves my issue with the oil filler cap. The thing is, a few weeks after I bought this tank, the Rusty Butcher, who's basically the main guy when it comes to these builds, actually came out with an oil filler cap that locks into place. So if you're building a bike like this, you could definitely run the stock setup and just get that, which will save you probably a lot of money, but I think it won't look as good as this one because this one is just so sleek. And I also have good news regarding the whole front end. I just talked to the suspension company that is rebuilding the front forks and I will probably be able to pick those up tonight. So we get the front end back and the rear shocks should also arrive pretty soon. So then we have all of the suspension parts back on the bike probably in the next episode. And once that is done, I will be able to properly install the rear fender as well. And looking at this, I quickly wanted to take a second and thank all of the sponsors that are supporting this build, and also a huge thank you to everyone who bought some Dirtster merch. The first one was Liam, who got a t-shirt, and I really appreciate that. So especially thank you to you, but also a huge thank you to everyone else because it's supporting the channel, it's supporting the build, and I really, really appreciate that. With that being said, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.